Ladies and gentlemen of the esteemed Mike Mafia, I think yesterday we all witnessed a basketball miracle where a play-in team, the Los Angeles Lakers, went up against the Phoenix Suns, the number one seed, the top seed in the West at the time, no longer the top seed in the West, might I add, without LeBron James, without Dennis Schroeder, without Kyle Kuzma, and somehow, some way, were able to beat the Phoenix Suns. I literally view this as the equivalent of a basketball miracle, but what happened on the hardwood isn't what shell-shocked me. It's what happened after, and what happened after is the reason I'm making this video. So what's going on, guys? Your boy Mike here. Before we get to the content, just a reminder, once Laced Up hits 40,000 subscribers, we're giving away a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X to a subscriber that turns on our notifications for that Laced Up channel. In addition to that, we're doing weekly $100 giveaways for those that go ahead and give us a rating on Apple Podcasts and leave us feedback. The winners will be announced in the community tab of that channel. Now that we got all of that out of the way, cue the intro. If you have multiple credit cards, you know that tracking multiple balances, due dates, and website logins can be stressful. Upstart makes things simple with one monthly payment in one place. Upstart is the fast and easy way to get a personal loan to pay off your debt all online. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get a simple fixed monthly payment. Upstart finds smarter rates with trusted partners because they assess more than just your credit score, and with a 5-minute online rate check, you can see your rate upfront for loans from $1,000 to $50,000. You can get approved in the same day and can receive funds as fast as one business day. So if debt is taking over your life, it's time to get a fresh start with Upstart. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/Mike. That's upstart.com/Mike. And don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Mike check 1212. What's going on, everybody? It seems like each and every day I'm giving you guys an update like this. Literally, it was just 1 week ago when I came on to this beautiful YouTube channel of mine and told you guys that I feel like the Los Angeles Lakers are screwed. The way that they managed Anthony Davis and LeBron James's health was also just really done poorly. And I partially blamed that on the NBA. And I also partially blame that on LeBron James because when you're 57 days away from playing very intense playoff basketball in the NBA Finals, well, you owe it to yourself to give your body a rest, especially if you're 36 years old and you have the mileage and longevity that LeBron James has had. At this point of his career, LeBron James has been in the NBA for the majority of his life. And while his longevity is a remarkable feat in itself, sometimes I feel like he can be too distracted by chasing personal accolades to the point where he's willing to sacrifice his own physical well-being. And I think a huge example of that was when he decided to immediately play in the earlier part of the season, and he wouldn't even load manage. Not only would he not load manage, but he would take time at the end of games to pad his stats even when it was garbage time. And while I understand the rationale of doing that, I do feel like he ended up paying the ultimate price when he injured his ankle. Now, for Anthony Davis, his situation I can't quite understand myself because I'm used to seeing Anthony Davis take a fall at least once a game, once every 2 games, and usually when he falls down, my heart goes into my throat. And when I found out that he wasn't going to load manage either in the beginning of the season, I thought that that was a huge mistake as well. And ultimately, he would sit down with an Achilles strain, which thankfully didn't get worse than what it was. LeBron James would eventually try to make his return for the Los Angeles Lakers because the Lakers are in desperate need of some wins because they're currently a play-in team. They're the 7th seed in the West, and they don't even control their own destiny at this point. There is 4 games left in the regular season, And in order for the Los Angeles Lakers to make it in as a 6th seed, which would give us a awesome Los Angeles Lakers versus Los Angeles Clippers matchup in the first round, unless if something happens and the Denver Nuggets end up taking the 3rd seed from the Clippers, the Lakers will need to win out the rest of the season and hope that the Portland Trailblazers lose at least one of their next 4 games. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. The play-in tournament literally starts in a week from now. I would know because I had to cancel all of my potential vacation plans. But either way, the play-in tournament should be very exciting because these are the scenarios that we're faced with. Either we're going to get the Portland Trailblazers going up against the Golden State Warriors, and Steph Curry versus Damian Lillard is always fun to watch on TV, or we're going to get the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Golden State Warriors. And as much as that sucks as a Laker fan, that's very exciting basketball to watch. Now, the last time I made a video like this, LeBron James came out and said that he doesn't think that his ankle will ever be the same again.
Well, I mean, it's been urgency for me to get back ever since I got injured. That's just who I am. If you guys could have seen the logging of minutes and hours per day that I was doing as far as rehab and treatment, it was a lot more than I slept. That's over the last 6 weeks, that's all I've been doing, is having the urgency to get back and play. I knew I would, getting back to 100%, it's impossible. I don't think I will ever get back to 100% in my career. But I felt comfortable where I knew I could get on the floor and help my team win.
And that's just a very strange statement to hear from the face of the NBA. How often do you hear a woe is me type statement from a player like LeBron James? You don't really hear players make statements like this. I think the closest thing that even comes to this is I remember when Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles and he went on a huge iPhone notepad soliloquy where he was describing the amount of pain and sadness that he was going through, and rightfully so, because a torn Achilles is known as a basketball career ender. And I believe LeBron James' statement isn't as dramatic as that, but it kind of brought me back to those times. Now, at the same time, we're getting conflicting reports, and at the conclusion of last night's game, we got some very interesting information from Anthony Davis that makes me feel like LeBron James, I don't want to say he's necessarily lying to us, but I do believe he's trying to toy with his opposition's emotions a little bit, so they kind of count the Lakers out. So hear me out on this. LeBron James comes out and explains that he doesn't believe his ankle is ever going to be the same again. And he ends up sitting out a couple of more games. And last night, at the conclusion of the Los Angeles Lakers' miraculous victory against the Phoenix Suns, I think Anthony Davis had a little slip up in regards to LeBron James. And I don't think he should have said this, but the fact that he did say this caused me to do a little bit of digging. And, well, it looks like the Los Angeles Lakers might be keeping a little secret about LeBron. Anthony Davis came out and said this: "What I saw from LeBron today, he'll be fine. Trust me, he'll be fine." Interesting. I don't know if he's just trying to calm down Laker Nation, or maybe there's something more here. So let's go and take a look at another source other than LeBron James's teammate. So today, Frank Vogel came out and said that LeBron James was a full participant in Lakers practice today. Now, he would not reveal what that means for LeBron's availability tomorrow for the Knicks game. Now, Adrian Wojnarowski quote tweeted this and said that there's much more optimism on the state of LeBron James's right ankle after on-court work Sunday and Monday, sources tell ESPN. James was pain-free after several days off and was able to make hard cuts and elevate. A return on Tuesday versus the Knicks is likely, which is a fantastic time to return. The New York Knicks are the real deal. They have a ton of momentum. They're playing remarkable basketball right now. No better test for the Los Angeles Lakers, who are in a situation where they need to win each and every game and are pretty much in playoff mode now, than this game up against the New York Knicks. Now, here's the thing that I want you guys to pay attention to. Notice when Woj says that LeBron James was able to make hard cuts and elevate, which is something that LeBron James said that he struggled to do. So I believe the Lakers are playing some chess in regards to how good LeBron is in terms of his injury and how well he's going to play and perform once he returns to the court. A part of me feels like when he said that he's never going to be the same again, he was just saying that so other teams could underestimate him a little bit, especially his opposition. And that makes a lot of sense because when you look at the Lakers right now, they're a 7th seed play-in team, and their ceiling is a 6th seed. So it's very easy to underestimate a team that is seeded that low. All I know is the NBA is starting to get significantly more interesting. We have the play-in tournament next week, followed by a first round that appears to be absolutely stacked for both conferences. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this. And aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.